Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 12th of August, 2023, I think. With me, you never know. It's a Saturday afternoon. And we are working on the diamond painting, Children in the Night. And as I told you before, I usually start at the left corner, but I started at the other corner, right there. And I finally turned it over to the way I usually start. So let's continue our beautiful diamond painting. And yes, I am in love with it. So far, it has not given me any problems. And I have no idea which number I was working with. Number 310. Well, I thought the traffic was slowing down so I can get some work done, but obviously has not. So I'm right here in the corner. Let's see if I can get you so you can see something. There we go. How's your weekend going? I'm having a quiet weekend. Minnie Monster's coming home tomorrow. So we're gonna have company for dinner again. I have no idea what to cook. I'm really running out of new things to discover as far as cooking goes. I have not received an email yet about my mystery package. It's my first mystery package, so I'm excited. I have never had a mystery package before from Diamond Painting. It's a new company we're going to be discovering. And as I said before, I am going to try to learn cross-stitching. Would you believe? We did the latch hook pillowcase, turned out beautiful. Looks like my sewing machine will work enough for me to be able to sew the pillow cover. And I'm going to use an old pillow that I have to make a pillowcase for because it is rather raggedy. So instead of stuffing the pillowcase, I'm going to use an old pillow and I'm going to make a case for it and put that inside the latch hook pillow that we made. Toward the end of it, I really got into the groove of latch hooking. It was good. But I'm always open to discovering and learning new things to do. Now let's see, that's a symbol we didn't use yet. That's a T. And that would be, where's my ledger? I don't know. That's number 21, 3788. 3788, wherever it is, I don't know. Half of the time I don't know what I'm doing. No. 3788 is another dark color. Yeah. Well, that's going to be interesting. So right now we are on our least favorite, which is a 310. The simple reason that it's black, and sometimes it is difficult for me to see. Just like I told you, it is difficult for me when I'm knitting to knit with a black yarn. And the new socks that I'm doing has what is called a saddle heel, and that's a black color. So I usually try and work on it, during the daytime. I am sitting in front of two windows, but majority of the time when I want to sit down and do a video, the son wants to play peekaboo with me. But it's coming along okay. Pretty soon I'm going to get to the toe. I was debating whether I should make the toe black also. So I will see, because I do have some black yarn that I want to use up. And the other leftover black yarn I will use to stitch around the pillowcase. This is not sticking. I don't know why. So let's put some sticky stuff on it. It's being difficult, Sometimes I have a talk with my diamond painting, with the diamond painting pen, like, how about cooperating with me a little bit? I would appreciate it, but it doesn't always work. Give it a try anyway. So this is our wonderful 310, which is the black color. And this is the other one, 939. So this is what you would call a checkerboard way of placing the diamond. Also, we could call it confetti when there is a variation of color. But this just makes your diamond painting more beautiful. Okay, now it's nice and sticky. So I thought I would place the black part of the checkerboard and then fill in. I really can't see much difference between the two, but I think this is more of a navy blue and this is black. Now we did the same thing on the bottom over there. That's already done. The same checkerboard pattern is on the bottom also, and this is the top that we are working on over here. And I see the other corner, it will be the same. So we will be doing some checkerboarding, which does break up the monotony when you're doing a lot of the background color, which is all the same color. So this type of placing the diamonds does break up the monotony of placing single colors down. My bracelet is getting in the way and it's sticking to my diamond painting. We don't want to diamond paint our bracelets, no. But I just push it out of the way. It's rather quiet here today. Hubby went to the village. He went to visit our beautiful weeds. Yeah. We tried growing some veggies, so I don't know how much of it did actually survive the heat wave and the drought. Well, now we cannot complain about the drought because we had plenty of rain, which means that some of the rivers are at the flood level, We have a river running through Main Street, the Raba, and this is the same river that runs through Jur, and they are on flood alert, but it looks like the water will go down without causing any serious damage. They have this problem every year, so I think finally they have managed to do something about it. However, the smaller villages, even with a small creek, at the time when it reaches the banks of the river, the top of it, they do still have flooding problems. And I really don't understand. They know it's going to happen every year. Why they don't do something about it so we don't have the damage every year? I didn't check, the little lake. I made video about that. In the village, it's about, I would say a 5-minute walk from our village house. I didn't check if that has reached the flooding level. Now that's a little lake that they stock up with fish so the fishermen can have a place. And then they have, these festivities, and contests, how big fish they can catch. So usually that club with professional fishermen, they do the upkeep of, it's a little lake that's made, out of a riverbed. It formed by itself, and then they discovered that it's a good tourist place, and it's a nice place for the tourists to come and spend some money. I think we're finished with the black. So it does bring in income. Now the village is actually like a small city. We call it the village that pretends to be a city. I mean, there is a drugstore, there is elementary school, but for the high school, they would have to come here to the city where we are living. Seriously considering selling the village property. It's just so big with the cost of utilities and everything. It's really not worth it to hang on to it, But it is our home away from home. So we are considering the possibility of selling it, but we have not decided. Hubby loves to, work in the fields and stuff like that. He knows more about, farming and things like that than I do. So, but if we're going to sell it, we really should make up our minds before these programs, because of, this virus that was visiting us. They put different programs to help the younger families get a piece of land to build houses on. And they were pushing the idea that it would be a good life for young families with children to, have a house with a big yard, and, you can have a vegetable garden and perhaps have some chickens, things like that. And to get some young people into the villages because the older people are getting old, and the young ones moved away. They went to school and then they got a job in the city, so they don't want to go back to the old family home. So they can be bought for a very good price. And of course, well, unfortunately, they do take a lot of improvement, modernizing, things like that. But I know I did it. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. Just, do it one day at a time, one chore at a time. I mean, when I first moved into the village house, there was no indoor toilet. Yep. We had to go outside. Now, let me tell you, using the outdoor toilet in the winter, well, you're not going to take your newspaper along with you to read. So let me put it that way, unless you want your bottom frozen. So we had to put in a bathroom, bring the water into the house, and then modernize the kitchen. There was a gas cooking stove in the kitchen, but it was the kind where you had to buy your gas. I don't know what that's called in English. And then they brought, the gas into the village. And then we put in the gas heater. And then we put in the electric boiler. So we had to make a bathroom and we had to make a kitchen. A lot of work went in there. Now, some of the floors were like wood planks placed over sand. So that had to be all taken out, and the cement put down. And then we had wood floors put down. So a lot of work went into that place. This is why, not so keen on selling it so fast. But we did put it under consideration that perhaps it's time to, become a complete city dwellers. But then we would have to pay to go camping. We like to run down to the village, make a little fire, have a little cooking, and, take a walk to the lake, say hi to the fishes. So this is what I mean. It's not an easy decision whether we want to give up on village life totally. Lots of the places that gave opportunity for jobs have closed. So we will see if, how much young families can be given the opportunity to discover village life. Now, most of them that did buy property love it, But I would not start all over again, modernize a village house. Probably when we were, adding and subtracting and talking, it would be less expensive to build a house, a brand new one, rather than modernize an old one. There are restrictions, especially if it is part of the heritage. So if the house itself is so old that it is governed by heritage laws, then it becomes extremely difficult, because where are you going to find building material and stuff like that? That was used. Some houses are 100 years old, and they are brick houses. A lot of the simpler village houses are made of, I don't know what. There's like everything in there. Whatever people can get their hands on to pull up a house. There's not enough rental property in this country. So everybody tried to build themselves a small house. Usually they would start out by adding a room for the young couple to the family house. And then you have this added on rooms that do not connect to much of anything. Now tell me why this doesn't want to stick. I already filled up the pen twice. Now this is what I told my son, because he bought a village house. And I told him, make sure you check the date the house was built. So he fell into the category where there's no restriction as far as, tearing down stuff and building and what kind of materials he can use. So he's going little by little, just like I did at first. And it is taking a long time, but he did get the special loan, like I said, that is given to young families to help them get their first house, which is a very big problem in this country. Like I said, there is not that much rental property, and what there is, it's extremely expensive. Now, for a young family, they simply cannot afford to rent a quality, like we have. We are the first tenants in this building. So this is a brand new building, but everything is all filled up already. So this is what I mean, that most young couples are looking for a place to build. Now, unless you can have, family backing, it is next to impossible for young couples to get started. Very difficult. I think in my younger days, it was much easier to get started in life. But we always have a positive outlook that things will change for the better. I'm happy, where my son bought his house. It's a beautiful place, lots of greenery. Park is across the street. He's an international rig driver. Those huge, big rigs, and he goes all over Europe. So school and nursery school and all of that is close by. They don't have any big supermarkets, so for that they have to go into the city. But public transportation is very good in Hungary. I have no complaints about it. We don't own a car. Really, we don't need one. Public transportation will take you anywhere you want to go. And at a minimal cost, actually. And you get all sorts of discounts and whatever, and you don't have to pay for the baby. they ride for free. And if you are taking your child to school, then you ride for free with the child. So they do make it available. And the extra expense of keeping up a car for a young family is something to consider, whether, do you really need one? Well, of course, my son has, because, he drives. He has to get to pick up the rig. And it's in a different city. Oh, I missed one black one. I see it now. Usually, when you go along here, you find which ones you have skipped. And then I come back and check to make sure that there's a diamond everywhere there's supposed to be. So there's a lot more to do with a diamond painting than, just open it and start putting your diamonds. You have to prepare your canvas, and when you are finished, then you seal your canvas after you have double checked it. I was very surprised at the better quality now of the diamond painting. I didn't have to iron any of them. I did not see any bubbles or rivers or, problems that we had before. Those of you that have been with my channel since the beginning, you already know how to solve lots of the problems because we had quite a few disasters. But we did not give up. We did them, and they turned out absolutely beautiful. So, in the end, even if you have a little bit of problem, you're going to wind up with a beautiful picture. And those that have started diamond painting together with my channel, they are still doing it. So it is habit forming. Don't ask me what they're doing out there. I don't know. I did think of standing in the middle of the road and telling them, hey, I'm trying to make a video. You want to quiet down out there? But I figured they might just run me over, so I sort of canceled that idea. I'm not a small person, but I don't think I'm big enough to stop these trucks that are going by. And then our friendly first responders come sirening back and forth day and night. We live around the corner from a hospital, so quite a traffic. They are still building the hot spring spa. They are upgrading it and what have you. So a lot of trucks are going by with materials they take out to the pool area. They still have not reopened the indoor pools. They seem to have a problem of coming to some sort of agreement with the new owner. From what I heard, the city is just asking way too much money. And the new owner doesn't see how they can make profit if they have to pay so much to the city, which I can understand, if you're going to open a hot spring spa, you want to make some sort of profit, although it does bring lots of tourists from the countries around here. There are lots of hot spring spas in Hungary. Hungary has a lot of underground hot mineral water. Well, I know they were using the hot spring to heat the wellness center, which was good as far as environment goes, and actually getting free heating. So I don't know how they are solving the heating now that that part is closed. But then the outdoor pools close in September. They haven't posted the exact date that the outdoor pools are going to close. Usually after August 20th, things start to wind down here in Hungary. You know, by that time they say, well, summer's over. Thank you very much for spending time with me this Saturday afternoon. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. I will see you next time. Goodbye for now. Bye. Mwah.